Food and shelter became scarce, so King Zafet came up with a plan. He decided to marry off his daughters to other kingdoms for gold coins.
Mike the frog snuggled down and slowly drifted off to sleep. When the first rays of sunshine peeked through the window, Mike woke up. He remembered the special wish he made the night before. He opened his mouth ready to speak, but instead of words, all that came out was a croak. Mike felt disappointed. He tried again, but all he could manage were more croaks. Feeling sad, Mike whistled a little song. It was the same lullaby his mom used to sing to him when he was a child. Emotions welled inside of him. Princess Ewa woke up to a familiar tune. She looked around and saw a funny frog friend Mike sitting in the warm sunlight. Mike looked a little grumpy, and he was making a low, sad sound. Ewa hopped closer to Mike and realized the sad sound was a song she has not heard in a long time.
How do you know that song?
Ewa questions. Mike the frog tried to answer, but he got frustrated, and all that came out were more croaks. Ewa's eyes started to well up with tears. Mike was confused.
Why is the princess sad?
He says with more croaks.
That's the same song my mom used to sing to me. Where are you originally from? Do you even have a name?
Mike let off more croaking sounds and watched with concern if the princess did understand him.
Oh, Mike, your story is quite a sad one. But it was wrong trying to take advantage of our generosity. My father has little tolerance for tricksters and conmen. Can you tell me where your mother was from before she married your father?
Mike felt butterflies in his stomach. His magic wish did work, but not as he wanted. In his excitement, he hopped as high as he could, croaking joyfully. Now the princess' questions hit him. On realizing that he never knew where his mother's ancestral home was, the excitement vanished. The war made everyone very worried and upset. By the time he turned 4, your family only talked about war plans, which sadly claimed their lives. He let out more croaking sounds with sadness. At this instant, the princess maid enters the room to get her ready for her morning routine in the palace. As she sits by her father at the royal court, watching the villagers of Como come in one by one to tell the king their problems, share good news, and even bring gifts. Suddenly, she remembers what Mike the frog said, but then she wonders, how could she have understood the frog's croaking in the first place? At dinner, Princess Awa asked her father, King Como,
I have a question, Dad. How did you meet Mom? Can you also tell me more about our family?
The king looked confused for a moment, then started talking.
I know you miss your mom. I miss her too. Your mom was one of the numerous children of King Zafat, the scary ruler. People say he forced men and women from other village to live in his kingdom and had lots of kids for him. As his kingdom grew, demands for food and shelter grew too. Eventually, food and shelter became scarce, so King Zafet came up with a plan. He decided to marry off his daughters to other kingdoms for gold coins. He sent out wards across villages. Since King Zafat was an undefeatable warrior and a king in his own right, the other kings agreed that marrying one of his daughters would unify the villages. So they sent their prince. I was the prince sent from Kum. When I first saw your mom, I was blown away. She was so beautiful. Her smile was contagious, and she was the kindest person I'd ever met. I knew right there I wanted to marry her. But when it was time to leave, things got strange. I offered King Zafat a bag of gold to marry your mom. But there was a problem. 3 women looked exactly like your mom, all standing with the king. At first, I thought I was dreaming or maybe had too much palm wine the night before. King Zab saw how confused I was and started laughing. I felt so embarrassed. Then King Zafet explained it all. Your mom had 2 identical sisters. They were triplets. Smiling, Your mom walked towards me. She loved teasing me about that funny mix-up till she left us.
There was a brief silence in the room before the princess broke the ice.
Did you ever visit Mom's village? At least to know what happened with her sisters.
No, but your mother said they all got married to a princess of other villages, except for one. She was taken by a voodoo priestess and was never seen again or heard of.
I would like to visit Mama's village.
Is there something you aren't telling me yet? Why the sudden desire to visit your mom's village?
I miss her, and I would want to know her better. She left when I was barely 6.
I understand, but her village has been at war since King Zafat died. His sons fought over who was to be next king, killing themselves in the process. The others who survived started sending messages to their married sisters to always pay taxes. Some agreed, while others refused, causing a war between clans. It's not safe to visit your mother's village. I will be devastated if any harm came to you.
King Koma finished his dinner, leaving his daughter in the dining room. Princess Ewa returned to her room to see Mike the Frog in a much better mood. He danced and danced trying to entertain her. But no matter what he did, the princess seemed not interested, seeming lost in her thoughts.
Sorry, Mike. I'm not in the mood for your antics tonight. I want to visit my mom's ancestral land, but father won't permit me. I feel something might be there that can help me know her better. I need to find my mom's sister who was kidnapped by the voodoo priestess. She's the closest person I have to my mom now, but I don't know where this village is.
The spark of adventure in her eyes dimmed as she collapsed on her bed, and then it hot flashes.
Yes, the older palace maid could be of help, most especially Ajo. Who is the oldest maid?
Princess Ewa rushed out of her chambers, heading straight to the maid's quarters. It seemed like luck was on Ewa's side. Miss Ajo just happened to be in the barn. She was checking on the animal food that farmers and sellers brought in because they couldn't sell everything before dark.
Good evening, princess.
They all chorused.
I would like to have a word with you.
The traders and farmers quickly bade Miss Ajo good night, excusing themselves.
I am made to understand that you are the oldest worker here. Can you tell me how you arrived?
Miss Ajo was confused about Ewa's question. However, she responded.
I arrived with your mother from the village of Zavati. I was a 4-year-old orphan at that time, and only your mother, may the gods bless the queen, cared for me. When she got married to the king, she insisted I come with her. May I know, your majesty, why you asked?
I was just curious.
Pauses for a while.
Well, that means you know more about my mom's ancestral land. I would like to visit the village of Safati at sunrise to know more about my mom's history.
Princess Ewa. Safati village is now an outlaw land. The village has disintegrated into a war zone. It is not a safe place to journey to at this time, especially for someone of the royal class.
Will you stop me from knowing more about your late queen?
No, Princess Ewa.
Good. Well, since you know the place better, maybe you can help me blend with the villagers. We're leaving at sunrise, and this should be our little secret.
Princess Ewa disappears into the shadows. With a wild imagination on what their journey would be, she drifted into sleep with Mike the Frog croaking the lullaby that strains her to the past. Princess Ewa dreamt of walking down a clear stream as her mother sits on the opposite bank, humming the lullaby.
Your destiny begins, my child. Tell Ajo to give you what is rightfully yours before you begin your sail. It will guide you through your journey and connect you with Asani, waiting for you.
Her mother turns around, walking into the woods. Ewa tries desperately to cross the stream, but the current seemed too strong. Calling out to her mom, she awakens. It was dusk, the stars glimmering in the navy blue skies. Tears rolled down her cheeks, while Mark croaked softly. At the break of dawn, Miss Ajo arrives at Princess Ewa's room. She hands Ewa a wrapped fabric.
Here, princess, this belongs to you. The queen instructed you to have this when you are ready. With what you asked last night, I feel this is the right time.
Ewa carefully opened the cloth. Inside, she found a special mirror shaped like an egg. The frame around it was made of strong wood from a baobab tree. There was also a wooden box. Ewa gently shook it to guess what might be inside, then opened it. There were 3 colorful stones, one black, one purple, and one blue. Ewa didn't understand what they were for.
Did my mother tell you what these things are used for?
Miss Ajo shook her head.
No, princess. But your mother said to keep them safe because they are delicate. I think you will figure out how to use them on your adventure.
Miss Ajo pulled out some plain clothes for a servant.
This will help you sneak out of the palace unnoticed.
Ewa quickly changed into the clothes. They were old but clean. She packed her bag with some money, a few of her most prized jewels, and a pet frog, Mike. She and Miss Ajo also found their way to the outskirts of their village. There was a carriage waiting for them. The carriage started moving along a dusty path, pulled by 2 strong brown horses. They traveled all day, until when the sun dipped below the horizon, the riders stopped at a deserted land.
I can't go any further. The people who live here are ruthless and might steal my horse and...
Mr. Joe thanked the rider, and then she and Ewa got out and started walking along the dry land. They could see figures picking at them, closing towards them. Mr. Joe quickly dropped her bag and professed,
We are not here to cause trouble. We are an indigene of this land and have only returned.
A group of warriors painted in harsh and native chalk approaches them with a machete in their hands. One of them, who seemed like the leader, spoke.
You, I believe. But this one, with you, is of royal blood. I can smell the blue blood in her veins.
Princess Ewa's heart was pounding in her chest as the warrior continues.
You should have remained in your palace. Now this place will be your demise. And we, the outlaws, will enjoy taking slices of your soft skin.
The rest of the warriors roared in laughter. The leader waved the sharp machete in the sunset, breathing down on Ewa's neck. Ewa's heart was racing. She wished she had remained in the palace and obeyed her father. A sweat breaks on her forehead as the warrior snatches a bag, pouring out its contents. The baobab mirror breaks into shards, with Mike leaping frightfully to Ewa's shoulders, croaking nervously.
Whoa, she isn't just a princess, but a rich one with a pet frog. Look at the amount of gold she travels with. Let's see if we send a message to your father.
The warrior snatches Ewa's hand, raising his machete to the air when Ajo speaks.
You don't have to do that. Her mother is a daughter of this land, giving her every right to visit.
The leader took one hard look at Miss Ajo.
You abandoned your ancestral land when they needed you the most. For that reason, you were nothing but a traitor and a coward. Therefore, you should be burnt.
The rest of the warriors chant in excitement. Then a voice reverberates through the land.
You dumb barbaric host. That is no way to treat guests, especially one destined to change the fate of a cursed land.
Just like magic, the broken pieces of the mirror were fitting back together like someone was rewinding time.